I'm so excited to be here today. There's so much to show you guys. And let me know if you're here live with me today, and pop a comment down below. I'm going to be doing a raffle today too, so stay with me to the end. And I'm going to scroll through all my comments and pick a lucky winner to win a project on my website. And tell you guys all about my new painted Christmas ball glass coming up. Had to change some dates around, so some of you might have signed up on the first original date. Was supposed to be today, but then Donna's doing the PJ party tonight, so let me know. Are you going to Donna's PJ party tonight too? I'm definitely going. I want to go. She's always got some amazing Christmas ideas. Oh my gosh, she hasn't stopped. And tonight I'm sure she's going to show us some more. So, yes, hello from Texas. Hey, Clara. Hey, Teresa. Hi, Laura. Hi, everybody, for joining me today. I'm so excited. Definitely, I've got so many ideas and so many things to do. And a lot of people were messaging me, asking me questions about how to prep and what they needed. And I gave you guys a list of general general products. And maybe some of you are new and don't know what these are. And also, I thought, yeah, definitely it would help to get you guys ready and prep some balls before the class. And then if you want to paint with me that night, then definitely you can. This is a free event for you to attend on Zoom. So hopefully you guys are going to make it. The recording however, is going to be only on my site after. It'll definitely be in our MCT Paint Club that I got going on now. I've got like 50 videos going in there. Most of them have PDFs to go with them, with practice sheets and starter patterns, and oh my god, it's loaded with lots of great different projects for all over the world. All over the map, with Christmas to all kinds of different seasons. So yeah, definitely, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, this is my newest baby that I've created on my site, is to start putting a lot of these fun and easy projects in one page for you guys to have like a membership. And it's $15 Canadian, guys, so if you're, depending on where you guys are from, then your card will definitely transfer to your currency. So it is in Canadian fees, and every month it'll automatically apply to your card, and if you want to cancel it anytime, you can. And then if you decide to come back again, all that will still be there and more, because every month I put a new project in there. And some of them are pre-recorded, some of them are live events, and definitely with the holidays I wanted to do something really extra special for you guys, so definitely I wanted to invite everybody to the Zoom event. So yeah, we got lots going on. I originally said, oh yeah, I got about 4 ideas I'm gonna do, and then all of a sudden there was 5, and then all of a sudden there was 6. So definitely they're all gonna kind of incorporate into each other a little bit. And mostly I wanted to show you some great ideas what you can do with balls that are not maybe your favorite color. Definitely you can go to the thrift stores. I have a good access there. I'm working at Goodwill part-time, and I found these balls here that are actually made. I'm not sure if you can see, I haven't even opened them yet, but somebody already wrote Merry Christmas on them with chalk, right? So these are just black chalk painted pre-done balls that I found, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can do this myself, right? So I've done the redo program with Donna Daubers, and we learned so many different techniques to restore furniture, to all kinds of different ways of doing all kinds of things, like we did on our little jewelry boxes, and then also add the one-stroke techniques to them too. So definitely I've got some chalk paint, guys. Definitely, if you haven't got any, I highly suggest to get some, because this, so far, I've done some experiments, and definitely this is the best coverage and the best smoothness. You're not going to get any strokes. You're going to get some nice smooth colors here, and then we can also pop them up with a lot of different finishes. So there's choices, guys. There's lots of choices here, and this is why I figured I better come on live and try to explain some of these to you. Hey Barbara, hi Joanne, hi Cindy, and there's another Cindy here. Who else do we got here? Patricia and Teresa, and thank you ladies for joining me today. We got Tandy here visiting, and Marie's here from California. Thank you, thank you. I'm so excited to have so many of you guys come in here today. And yeah, some of you might have been confused. It's not the Zoom. This is going to stay in the page, so if you missed it today, then definitely you can watch the replay here of how to get ready. And then when you get on Zoom, then we can definitely get more into the full class. Okay, so that's going to be 3 hours, guys. So make sure you plan the time. Make sure you get rid of the husband, the kids, and have some me time. And play around with some balls. And definitely, I always encourage you guys to watch first and then repaint with the replay. And then definitely, because there's 6 designs, maybe some of them are not your favorite, some of them are, and you want to just focus on some, you know, one at a time. Then you've got the replay to go ahead and play. And I know it's a little bit late in the season. I really wish I would have had these brainstorms a little bit earlier. But definitely they're here for you now, and you can start playing and practicing, and definitely you'll be ready for next year. So hey Lynn, how's it going? And Miss Dorothy's here. Got some of my VIPs here today. They are my very important painters that I have in my full program. Some of you guys might not know about it. I have made a full practice program to learn all of these strokes and really hone in on those strokes, and it will take you from beginner to advanced. All right, so hopefully you guys have seen some of my YouTube and past lives that I've done. Definitely please go back and check them out, because I really don't want to go too much into detail about all my site and all my programs today. We have lots to cover here today, and I know you guys are really excited about this painting class here, and want to get all the deets, right? So yeah, definitely pop your questions down here today. I definitely am here for you to you know, pick my brain, right? I definitely have played around. Michael's has some clear ones, round ones, buy one get one free. Good deals, yes, definitely. And sometimes you get that 40% off one item too when you go to Michael's. So definitely don't forget about the thrift stores, guys. I definitely found some really cool balls that were nice big ones. You can really get in on those stroke work, right? A little bit bigger, right? Sometimes it's a little bit easier. And then definitely, if you keep practicing, guys, then you'll be able to get those roses a little bit tinier and get them on smaller balls too, right? So definitely it's always good to practice, and it's nice to have these big ones too. So definitely these are the ones I found. Like I said, they were gold. You know, a lot of people are getting into the newer colors. What color is your Christmas tree this year? Put a comment down in the feed for me, guys. I am curious what the hot color is this year for Christmas balls. I'm definitely, you know, because I've changed I had all kinds of different colors, and then I went up just blue, and then now, believe it or not, I'm getting sick of my blue, so I definitely have a bunch of blue ones that I wanted to play on, and change colors to them. Right, so I want to do a white Christmas tree next year, and definitely take advantage of some, you know, designs on them too. So yeah, definitely I've got lots of ideas, and I want to change it up every year. So what do you guys got on your tree this year for color? What's your favorite color that you're doing? Hey Sue, what did you say to use to base coat? I haven't started talking about any of the products too much yet. Purple glitter, yay, purple. Definitely been into that too. I found some really nice balls. I don't know if it's easier for me to show you guys here. It's a really nice deep dark purple here, so hopefully you guys can see it. So some of them come already beautiful colors that you know, definitely want to just paint on by yourself, right? Sometimes you don't. But I also want to show you guys, definitely there's different sheens, right? So sometimes these balls are definitely a lot more shiny than others, right? And it's nice to have the contrast on your tree. So if you really like these shiny balls, they're wonderful and shiny, but they're also the hardest to paint on. Right, so if you get something with a little bit more matte finish on it, you'll see that your strokes cover a lot nicer. You'll get a lot more smoother strokes. It definitely will cover better for you on something more matte. And that's where, again, all these little things started hitting me, right? I got these in matte. Is about the chalk paint and then being able to paint them yourself. Okay, so definitely chalk paint comes in lots and lots of colors. Definitely I recommend if you can get them in a 2-ounce bottle, because they do kind of dry up and get thick on you. I definitely went and got a big huge bottle of white. Where am I here? That does come in like 16 ounces, but if you're not doing a big project and you're just doing small balls, definitely some colors maybe only found in the 8 ounce, but definitely try and get a bunch of them in the 2 ounces, and then that way if you really like the color, then you can always get more as you need it. All right, so that's definitely the go-to for getting good coverage. It sticks to the balls wonderful. Definitely better than the multi-surface would, right? You'd think, oh, multi-surface would be great. Let me show you down here. Okay, so again, these are pretty shiny that I've been playing around on here, and I've got a bunch of them started here, and then I'll do a few demos for you guys definitely today to get you going. And then this guy here, I decided to do a little bit different too. So I'm not sure if you guys seen that you can actually pour glitter into these balls, and definitely put the glitter on the inside, because if the glitter is on the outside, they're really bumpy to paint on. So that's a wonderful thing about these clear balls that you can do, is you can actually pour stuff in it, right, give it color. And then also I played around with this guy, and I'm sorry about the lighting, guys, it's just so bright. Okay, and I threw a little bit of snow down here at the bottom. All right, so this is a little bit trying to hide these lights, these spots here for you to see, that I actually painted on the back side of this ball, guys. Okay, so the reverse painting. Some of you have been around with Donna for a while, and she's done some platters, and she showed you little other projects that she's done in the past with reverse painting. Okay, so definitely we will go through all this in the class. Okay, and I'll show you how I did this one. All right, so yeah, definitely these clear bubbles are lots of fun to do different designs on, and then of course you can also paint on them the way they come, right? So that's what I did on this one. And definitely you can use multi-surface, or you can use the enamels. All right, so the enamels are definitely a lot shinier. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can really see the difference between multi-surface and these lightings. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to turn down my lights here a little bit. Oops, maybe too much. Oops. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Alright, so you see the shine lines? You know, obviously there's lots of shine lines, but I mean, hopefully you guys can see the difference between the enamels paint and the multi-surface. It's just more like a semi-gloss. Right, so if you do want that high shine, then definitely invest in some of those enamels paint series. Okay, and then also guys, what it has is its own floating medium. So if you're painting on any glass items, Christmas balls, stuff like that, then I definitely recommend to use the flow medium or the clear medium instead of the floating medium. If this is all you got, then that'll probably work as well. But definitely, if you're not washing these items, they're not going to the dishwasher, you're not drinking from them. But definitely you want them to last. And if you're using the multi-surface or the enamels, then they're definitely going to have the sealer in it, and you won't have to put any sealer in it. Right? You're finished from your designs, you'll definitely have that shine in it already. Okay, so definitely that's one of the things that I played around with on that. And then, sorry guys, I'm not checking my messages right now. But definitely I want to show you guys that there are so many different products. The dragonfly glazes are just amazing. And what I've done here is I've actually put a coat of this dragon glaze on top of the chalk paint. And then that is like a sealer in it as well. Alright, so you can also still put sealer on here too. Right, definitely recommend. I love the outdoor matte sealer. It actually does come a little bit semi-gloss, so it's not too matte. But it also, there's other sealers out there with more high shine and gloss. Right, so we have played around with different min waxes and polyacrylics. That this one here is very glossy instead of matte. that you can also put a coat of this on top to give it a little bit higher shine, right? That finish of a gloss. So those are the different things that you might have to do to prepare your balls, right? And you're going to put your sealer on last, right? But definitely you can put some of this dragonfly glaze on before you paint your design. And then that way you have the mixture of different finishes going on, like with my angel wings here. Definitely you just have the multi-surface kind of flat color to it. And then beside it is all the shimmer, right? This one here, I definitely put the dragonfly glaze all over the whole thing. I wanted the dragonfly glaze to be on top of my roses. I definitely put it on after, right? So I just painted on everything the way it was, matte, with a chalk paint. And then put this on later. Okay, so definitely there's lots of different options, guys, right? I want to play around with you guys a little bit more because I did find some of these white balls. You can definitely find them already done. This one definitely has more like a pearl effect to it. This one has more like a mother of pearl. Right? So definitely you can buy these balls already pre-done, but they're not always easy to find, right? So this is where I thought, multi-surface again has a champagne. That's quite nice. It's a metallic. Then we also have a pearl, a white pearl, which is really nice here as well. Then we have color shifts, right? White flash. That's going to give you a little bit more mother of pearl, pearly kind of look. And then they even have it in the silver too, which is quite nice too. So if you wanted it a little bit darker, right? So these are all the wonderful things that we can put on top of this chalk paint white. And pop them up in different ways, right? So depending on what you got and what you like. And then also we can also sprinkle loose glitter in there. We can definitely add glitterific to it. This is another product I wouldn't hoard a lot of because it does thicken in the bottle, and there's no known way that I know of that you can dilute it and make it keep working for you because it's like a glue. So definitely the glue will kind of get thick on you after a while if your product is really old. So make sure you've got some nice fresh glitterific around. And then also I love playing around with the Treasure Gold series, okay? And there's lots of different colors. The gold, there's antique golds and silvers and blues and purples and greens that you can play with as well, right? So that's where I played around with the Treasure Gold a little bit more for my scroll design. All right, so I do want to take a moment for you guys and show you all these slowly here too a bit. And then on the black balls, guys, the color shift black flash is really cool too. So if you want something a little bit more darker that still has a lot of that kind of shimmer to it, definitely you can do any of the designs on any color you want, right? But I definitely wanted the black to be matte here. So I didn't put any finishes on the chalk paint. All I did was did the metallics, and then I put a clear coat of sealer on it. Okay, so you want to seal it before you put all your bling on. Alright, because if you put the sealer on top of your bling, you'll definitely dilute the brilliance of the gems, and it'll make them look like a round bubble instead of seeing all the little cuts of the rhinestones in there. Alright, so you want them to look really like diamond-like. And again, that brings me to another realm of rhinestones that I want to talk about today with you guys as well. I mean, really, guys, I had to come live with you today to kind of show you for all of these different things. Okay, so I'm just checking quickly to show you guys. Your Mr. Johnson wants a grid street. Yeah, so yeah, let me see. Is there any questions? Is there a pattern that I can purchase? With the sign up on the club, or you'll be able to get the download after, that's where your guys will be able to get the patterns. And what I've done was I've made some practice sheets for you guys and the layout of my angel wings, showed you some examples on how to practice. We're going to go through all this in the class next week. All right, you guys are needing help with your simple rosebud. I call it a 5-stroke rosebud. And definitely I'm going to add those into a PDF with you. And then also what I did, guys, was I did step outs. So as I was building my gingerbread man, I was taking pictures of the process. So you guys will see also the, how to build them up. All right, so definitely that's all going to be in this printable PDF that you can get if you're on our club or you jump on the download after. All right, so a lot of my projects are all available singly, individually as a download, and then all my advancing projects, those are also site member access, so you can watch all the videos on my site. So like I said, guys, please check out my other videos. I'll share another link to my last live that I did. And I was showing you guys all around my site, so just in case. But go around, okay? So like I said, I got lots to show you guys. I had a question about frost effect. Yeah, definitely the enamels has a frost product. There's the clear medium, and then the flow medium. And then they used to make enamels frost, but I was just actually informed that they're not making it anymore. And the frost is no longer available in enamel series, but they did make it for decorative use only, not for glass, to be washed and drunk out of. Definitely there is a frost medium, but I've got a special trick for you guys, okay, that you're gonna do this frost effect. Okay, I can't show you that today, but just trust me that you have the products already if you've been painting with one stroke for a while. Okay, so definitely all we need is our multi-surface, our floating mediums, chalk paints. Again, this is another one that I did. I'll show you guys, again, some more pictures, all in the PDF of all the different ways that you can play around with your holly leaves, right? If you're playing with smaller balls, definitely just doing a simple little design around the top and adding some tinsel, and it's very festive, guys. You really don't have to put in a lot of detail. Make them fun and easy. And, definitely, there's some tricks I definitely got to show you in the class. Yeah, for sure. All right, so yeah, definitely got to play around with a lot of different products that Folk Art has. There's a lot of the variety here. I'm not sure if this is one I got on my own or if Donna's carrying this nautical blue. You love that dark blue? This is the nautical blue. This is the darkest blue that I could find in the chalk paint series. So a lot of times I'll put a little bit of cellophane in there and then put the cap on there, try to keep all the paint from drying out on me. And yeah, definitely, guys, it's hard to take pictures of all these balls because there's so much going on. Alright, with my vine effect, I did a couple full roses here to still try to keep it pretty easy for you guys. But definitely pushing you guys on a beautiful, simple rosebud, guys. Definitely you don't have to always do that full rose. And then this was with a size 10 brush. Right, so you can definitely downsize them. And then this guy here, where did he go with all the glitter on him? Oh yes, I did with my big 3/4. Okay, so this guy here is actually only half finished. Right, if you don't have any rhinestones, then definitely putting some pop of some red definitely will give it nice bling. And I want to show you guys that if you wanted to add a little bit more bling. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do a few more dots here for you. And then if you have some loose glitter, right, we like to use just the back of our handle here to do these dots. Test to see how many dots you need to get to the size that you want. Hopefully you guys seen my dots and dauber video too that I played around with. It's all on my YouTube channel, guys. I have lots of free videos if you want to check out. If you're new to me and you want to see a little bit more on how my teaching and my madness is, definitely I've got lots of crazy ideas. Alright, so definitely like going with full paint, getting nice big ones, and then as you keep dipping, you're definitely going to get smaller and smaller dots. Okay, so keep dipping into your paint. Alright, and I want to add a variety of little holly berries here on my leaf. I'm definitely going to put all my dots on there. Hopefully you guys can see. And then while the paint is wet, I want silver. If I wanted red, then I would do red dots and then I'd have red glitter. Right, so then that way it helps. And then you just sprinkle some glitter onto these dots. The rest of your design is dry. Right, so once this is dry, I have a vacuum brush that I use, and then I'll vacuum away all the loose glitter that doesn't stick to the wet paint. Okay, so definitely give it some time to dry, and then once this all is dry, then you'll be able to see that the glitter only sticks to your little white dots. Right, so this is a really fun and easy way to add bling to it, depending on if you guys want some little shiny spots. Right, so I'm just going to hang that up over on my old brush to sell brushes on. So now as I'm working on things, I put them on here to hang if there needs a place to rest while they dry. But then also, guys, I wanted to show you, I know I'm a little crazy sometimes, this is a pasta hanger. So some people are crazy and they have time and they want to make fresh pasta. Then this is like a little gadget stand that you can put in your kitchen and then rest your pasta over to let it dry and then put it away. If you make fresh pasta, you gotta send me some because that would be wonderful. But what I thought too, that this would be great to display if you guys are doing markets, guys, right? You can display quite a few balls on here. And definitely it's a great spot to let them dry. If you want to, you can just spread them out a little bit. There's like 16 of these little pegs that come around. Excuse me. Oops. But you gotta definitely sit it on a table so it doesn't slide off. Alright, so I just thought that was kind of cool. Definitely for the craft shows would be nice to do that. And display a bunch of them at the same time. And then also, guys, you can get these little single hook guys too, right? Maybe on Amazon or in your craft store. So that way, if you want to have a Christmas ball that you can display it all year round, or, you know, you can put them on your mantle too here as well. Right, so lots of little ways to try to work is what I'm trying to share with you guys today. Mostly is, you know, how am I going to let these dry? How am I going to work on them? And definitely, you know, you can use some cups. I found some of these plastic cups, and they kind of work okay, but they're very skinny at the bottom, and they tend to tip over. So I did find some other cups that are a little bit bigger on the base, and then they kind of work pretty good too. So you can lean it on here while you're doing your painting. Right, so you can kind of hold onto the ball and hold on to your cup at the same time, and it'll give you a bit more stability. And definitely when you're doing your base coating, right, you want to definitely try to get some of the stuff out of the way. You definitely want to do one side and then flip it over and do the other side, right, or hang them. Right, so what I like doing is just putting it on this side to do the one side. Oops, I got paint on me all over the place already. And then when I do the other side, this is nice and dry, I can hold on to it to do the other side, and then I'll hang it to dry. Right, gets those little hangers in there. And these, again, you can buy these individually, a pack of them on Amazon. So if you've got some ugly clips on yours, you can definitely freshen them up and give them some nice decorative little hangers. Okay, and then they're kind of easier to hold and work off of when you've got something in them, right? So definitely there's lots of different ways. Using old tape series, so when they're empty, keep them because they work wonderful. They're a little bit lower to your table. They'll work too as well to hold on to your ball while you're working on it, while you're letting it dry. Right, so definitely a lot of little things that you might not think of that you might need. That it's so hard to build a supply list sometimes because there's options and you may not have everything I have. So I like giving you guys more ideas. Right, so make sure that you're doing and using an old tape thing, because if you get tape on your rolls, it may not come off very good. You might glue them closed. So definitely use an old one where they're empty. Keep them because, like I said, they work great for your Christmas balls to work on. Alright. Definitely ramekins, if you have them around, they come in different sizes. You can use those. Alright. So definitely I have to show you guys this chalk paint. And definitely I'll show you this frost effect. Okay, and a little bit more all on the glass. Okay, so we're gonna move those. And you can get rhinestones in so many. Oh, that's where the paint went on my ball. Oh no! I get some wet paint, wet water here. Getting too excited. I got paint on my ball, but I already put sealer on this one, so hopefully it'll be easy to wipe off. All right. Okay. So definitely rhinestones always add to the interest, right? I did like a little bit of a brooch style. Some of them I put on individually, some of them I put them on in strips, right? You get all kinds of different already done, right? And a lot of times, get back to this one here, a lot of times I'll definitely just do the design on one side, and then maybe I want to write somebody's name on the other side, or you want to write Merry Christmas, or maybe you can find some of these nice glitter that already says ho 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 on them, right? And there's some different kinds of gems that you can stick on the other side, because when you're hanging their ball, you really want one side to be your focus, right? And that's the way that everybody's going to see it. Okay, so I also got some individual stones that I'm going to show you guys as well. Alright, so we'll put these away. Make some room here. I got this really nice baby pink here color too. It's called Barely Pink. That comes in your kit too if you guys want to sign up for your redo certification to learn all these different fun things. Oh my god, it's so much fun. Definitely contact me, please, because I definitely can help and teach that now for you. Alright, so now that I've cleared off some space, I got some elbow room. I wanted to show you, this used to be blue, and I went in with the engine red, and it didn't give me a nice red. I'll have to put about 2-3 coats. Alright, so if you did want to try to use like a enamels or a multi-surface to do your balls, definitely when you use a brush to put it on, you're going to see all those brush strokes. Okay, so definitely I always recommend to put your paint on, whatever you use, with a sponge. Okay, you're going to sponge it on so it's going to stay on for you better. You won't see all those streaky marks from your brush. And then if you feel like you have it too bumpy still, you can always get like a buffer file and file these a little bit too before you start painting on them. And that'll help make it a little bit smoother too. You can do that in between coats, because you're definitely going to need 2 coats, right? So definitely in between coats, sometimes I give it a nice little buff, and that'll help to smooth things down. The bad thing about using multi-surface or enamels to do this technique, definitely doing the sponge, you're going to get more bumpiness, from the multi-surface. The chalk paint tends to self-level and is more smoother, so you won't have to file so much. Right, so definitely I'm a big lover of getting the coverage. It sticks to almost like to everything. It's a great primer kind of coat, and then you could always paint if you wanted this brighter pink or a different color pink, a multi-surface. Then you can always add a layer of another color on top of your chalk paint. You'll get much more brilliant color on top of the chalk. Okay, so just trying to give you guys the reasoning why. And this is definitely the reason. Okay, so I've got some multi-surface here, engine red. And when I'm doing a bunch of different balls, and say I want them a bunch of different colors, you know, I love using our Donna Dewberry sponges, but I definitely want to have a bunch of different sponges. I have found some cheap ones at the dollar store. That I get these for my kids' paint parties. And what I did so that I have more sponges is I want little ones, right? Just to do a few strokes, and then maybe I want different colors. And then I can have one white, one black, one blue, whatever. I have a variety of sponges that I can go back and forth with. Right, so I just wanted to show you this little experiment here too. When you're trying to change a color, definitely you're still gonna get you know, a darker red, because if you put red on black or put it on gray or white, you're going to get 3 different colors of red, right? Because this was such a dark blue before, I'm getting a much deeper red. Okay, so what I did on the other side here, just to show you for experiments, is I actually did a coat of yellow ochre. So now when I put this red on top of the yellow ochre, you're going to see that you get a much brighter, brilliant red. Okay, so if you want red, definitely it's one of those funny ones, and you're changing color to some other ball, maybe they were green or whatever color they were, definitely you got to put a base coat of yellow ochre first, and then put your red on top. Okay, and then you might still even need 2 coats of red. And again, trying to put it on thinner and layer it up slowly as opposed to really thick, because then you might get a little bit more smoother look. Okay, so you see how the difference of reds when you put them on a dark color or a lighter color. We don't want white, right? And we don't have to use gray. But for red, definitely yellow ochre is the color that you need to base coat with. Okay, so that's a little experiment ball I wanted to show you guys. And then when you're done with these, you can pop them into water and then change colors and get another one and keep working, or you don't have to keep going back to your sink and rinsing them. Alright. So I do like these little balls here with the smaller little openings, because these ones I was able to put on some Chinese sticks. Right, so next time you're at your Chinese restaurant, make sure you grab some chopsticks if you need them, because they work great for tools for our work too. And like I said, to hold on to a small little ball and paint it, and I can get both sides done all at once. Definitely this kind of helped me hold on to the ball. And then I just popped them all into a glass to help them dry, right? So that's another option for how to work on these balls, depending on the size of them. Definitely some of them have, you know, different tops to them. And then these guys have really huge ones because they're meant for pouring stuff in. Alright, or maybe you want to put a bunch of little M&M candies in there or something too, which would be really cute if you filled this guy up with a bunch of candies after, right? So, yeah, guys, I know I'm rambling on. I got lots and lots on the go. I definitely want to keep trying to keep an eye on you guys for questions here today. Tanya has questions up there. What did you ask, Tanya? Do we need to pre-treat the bulbs before we add any chalk paint? Yes, great question. Definitely alcohol. All right, so we have this ball here that's never been done yet. And I want to tell you guys another thing too. Sometimes they're the cheapest ones. They definitely don't always have a nice seam to them. File these babies down. Right, you can smooth out that ridge a little bit. A lot of times, if they're really, really bad, I'll put my rhinestones down and make like a half and half, try to disguise those bumps. But definitely, you can file on these guys if you have any imperfections, a little bit of scratches on them. Definitely file them down. And then, what I always recommend is using like a cotton pad with your alcohol. If you use Kleenex, it dries so fast, and you go through lots and lots of alcohol. So you use like the little makeup pads, right? You got some rubbing alcohol, and then just wipe them down to make sure that there's no dust, no dirt, right? Not a lot of fingerprints. You're going to want to make sure you have no hand cream on that day, right? No residue of oils on your hands, right? So then that way you can hold on to these balls and not worry about putting fingerprints on them. Okay, so I'm going to work on the top part of my ball, so I want to make sure that's really good and clean here. I'm not going to touch this now. And then, and all these balls everywhere. Then I'll set it down, and then I can get ready. And you'll see, sometimes you'll even take off color of your ball. Right? The alcohol will take off the color. Don't worry about that if you're going to paint on them. Right? So, definitely that's a great question, Tanya. Thank you. So many things I want to share with you guys today. And Clara had a question. Use stencils. Not usually on balls. They're really hard to hold onto and get the stencil to sit properly on a small ball. Definitely stencils work a lot easier on a flat surface. For sure. Like I said, try to keep it simple. You know, you don't have to go crazy. I definitely picked a very simple design to do the reverse technique for you. I didn't want to complicate it too much. Definitely, if I wanted to do my gingerbread man on the reverse technique, it would have been a lot harder, right? So, like I said, I'll show you the tricks. Do something simple. And then also to practice on glass, guys, if you want to practice on slippery surfaces, what I recommend you to have is get like a cheap frame and take the frame off, take the glass out, and then it's very sharp on the edges. Believe me, I've cut myself already. And it was all covered in paint, so I wanted to give you guys a nice fresh glass to look at. Right, so you just replace the masking tape on the edges, so then that way you're not going to cut yourself on this glass. And then when you're doing your reverse painting, right, you can do your technique, and then you can flip it around to see how it looks. Right, so that's definitely a plus that you'll have to have. You can just get a nice small frame. Don't need it too big, 10 by 8 by 10 or something like that. And do some practices on your glass, right? You don't have to make them crazy complicated to be really pretty. Okay, like I said, I did do the one design on this guy, but then all around the back, which nobody's going to really see, oops, you know, I just did simple, smaller little holly leaves, and then I used some rhinestones for my berries. Right? So definitely, you don't have to go crazy, guys. There's so many fun and easy assignments that a lot of artists have been doing lately. It's so easy to find inspiration right now. Oh, this fell right in my white paint. I might have to do some repairs on this guy here. Damaged them, showing you guys. Already dried on me. So let's see if I can scrub a little bit more. Like I said, I did put a sealer on some of these, so it should be easier to get it off. I'll have to fix those up later. Okay, too much on my table. Try to concentrate on one at a time, but definitely multitasking is the way to go, guys. Definitely get a bunch of balls ready, and that way you can do different colors. You'll have different stages. You'll have to flip this around, get both sides done. And Tanya also has a question about PDFs. Sorry about that, guys. Just repeat your question again down in the comments. Several questions. Skewer sticks. Yes, any kind of sticks, you know, for shish kebabs, definitely coffee sticks, whatever you can stick in the hole to hold on to that. Are you using scooper sticks and styrofoam? I'm not sure about that question, Clara. Scooper stick? Scooper? Coffee sticks? Maybe they'll fit in there. Like I said, the chopsticks, manicure sticks, right? They're great, especially when you're putting on the gems and rhinestones. This one has a little flat spot so you can push your cuticles back. I definitely like that too for picking up gems on that side too. And then this side has a pointy side. And the nice thing about these guys too is when they get all yucky and you've got paint all over them, you can definitely file on them to remove anything and make them all nice and clean again. Alright, just take, I love nail files. You can tell I'm a retired nail tech. But I'm not sure about that question there. Maybe styrofoam? No, I'm not using styrofoam. Those PDF patterns and stroke guides will be available for those that are on my MCT Paint Club membership. It's $15 a month. Or you can pick up the download. A lot of those downloads are like $25 and up to get the full package deal of the video and the PDF, the recording after the class. Right? But you guys all are invited to the Zoom. Okay, so you can come to the Zoom. Hopefully you can stay for the whole thing because I am going to be doing another raffle that night too as well. Alright. So yeah, if I missed your question, please just comment again with it. Because I'm getting lots of comments here now. Keep everything. Some great ideas there, Joanne. You like that? Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. Lots of ideas, lots of options, guys. Yeah, for sure. And then also the chalk paint, guys, it's one of those paints that you should stir a little bit, right? So I do like having those coffee sticks. You can just get those at a dollar store for paint, you know, giving it a good stir. And then plopping some out. Right, I've had this for a while, so it's definitely probably a little thicker than I probably would like. The nice thing about chalk paint is you could add just a little bit of water if you wanted to, but if you want really good coverage, you definitely don't want to be adding water to it. Okay, so you try it out first. And then also, guys, what I do is sometimes I'll just moisten my sponge. Right, make sure it's not too wet. And then make sure you take out most of the wetness so it's not dripping. And that's the most amount of moisture that you're going to need. Okay, so I did half of this. I'll finish this off. Okay, so I did 2 coats on this side. I let it dry overnight. If it's still fresh, you may scratch this, guys. So this is why when I do this side, a lot of times I'll hold it in my hand instead of putting it down here. And then when it's done, I'll hang it to dry. Okay, so like I said, just be careful. If it's overnight dry, then usually it'll cure pretty good. But if it's freshly dried and only maybe like half an hour, you still might scratch it. Okay, so you're just going to keep picking up paint and putting down, up and down, up and down, up and down, because if you go and scratch on it to the side a little bit, you're going to get those brush strokes, right? And that's how I apply it, just with a sponge. I love cutting these little rounds in half. Like I said, they're just small amount of size, just perfect for my hand to do this kind of work. I'd rather cut the cheap ones up from the dollar store into smaller bits than my good Donna Newberry ones. And you'll see that a lot of this little glitter sometimes will still pop through after the first coat. Right, like I said, the multi-surface will not be as smooth. It has a little chunk in there. Just wipe it out. Right, and also if you have too much moisture, you're going to end up creating a lot more bubbles in your paint too, right? So you definitely don't want too much water, and then you get nice coverage. Okay, and then you can definitely hang that to dry now. Trying to find a spot where it's not going to hit another ball. Okay, so pretty much the same thing. Black, white, green, purple, whatever color you want. It's chalk paint is chalk paint. And definitely this is the easiest way to apply that. Right? So like I said, it's just how to work. Right? So like I said, I can, you know, easily do this side. Come on this side. If I feel like I got lots of fingerprints happening on this side because I was holding it, then I'll grab my cotton again. Just give it a nice little freshening up. Make sure that there's no greasy fingerprints. Let it dry, and then go ahead and do the other side. Okay, so if you want to do any kind of different finishes to it, definitely my favorite is the dragonfly glaze. Okay, so you can go ahead and put a coat on some of these. Oops. But you don't do all of them because, like I said, there is some different ways I'm doing different things. But at least if you got 2 coats of chalk paint on, you can easily put the dragonfly glaze on a couple, but don't do all of them. Okay, so brushes is another thing that I want to talk about with you guys too. So definitely the multi-surface, the 10-piece value set, if you're got the signature set, you know, definitely these are more orange Taklon type bristles. The white bristles are a lot softer, and they will lay a lot nicer on round or slippery surfaces, especially if you're painting on these guys here that are very super slippery. Okay, so like I said, practice on that glass piece, right? So you can feel the difference between cardstock and glass, right? Or even wax paper if you want. Okay, so I definitely like using a lot of the white brush bristles for glass painting. And then once you're done and dry all your chalk paint, if you like I said, some of the designs I did, some of the designs I didn't. And then again, like I said, if you have to do it half and half, just do the top half. And this gives it like a really nice mother of pearl kind of look. Yeah. Well, no, I didn't get them from Michael's. I was lucky. I went to Salvation Army and the thrift stores, and I found a whole whack of them for like $1 a bag. Right? These were at the thrift store for, oh, this one was $2 a bag, and I had another bag I got for $1 a bag. Right? So definitely keep an eye on these thrift stores because they definitely have some really fun stuff. Right? So it's giving it a little bit more pinky look to it. And then, like I said, you can play around with these different color shifts. Especially on the white. Okay. And the worst comes to worst, if you don't like any of these finishes, right, you just go over it again with the chalk paint. The chalk paint will keep covering over it, right, as long as you're just dealing with sealers. Right, so this definitely gives it a lot more mother of pearl kind of pearly look. Right, so play around on a couple small ones there and just practice on techniques. Right, maybe they're too small to do nice designs on, but these are perfect size to just play around and see what colors you want to do. Right, and if it doesn't work out and they're ugly, then just throw them in the garbage or keep painting over it. Okay, so again, any of these finishes go really nice over the chalk paint. Did you do detail with your motor purpose? Oh, multi-surface probably. Yes, I did all the exactly what you were saying there, Clara. I did the details with my multi-surface or enamels and base coat with chalk paint. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, just try to get some little guys there. Just play around with different finishes and see which ones you like, right? These definitely you would want to put on before you did your design because they give it a lot more coverage. The color shifts will cover your strokes. The only one that is more translucent is your dragonfly. It's a little bit more translucent. Okay, so again, just play with them, do little spots, maybe do one ball and cut it in quadrants so that you have one little area. Try that color, try that color, try that color. You know, maybe you'll like it all multicolors. And just play and just see what you like, guys, right? If you've never done this before. Excuse me, I need a drink. Chalk paint is so much fun. When you're doing furniture, you can also add a wood tint. This is a water-based wood tint. So if you want to do something a little bit more age effect, you can do that on top of the white. Alright, that's what I did here with a water-based product. They do come with the traditional waxes, but you can't paint on top of wax. If you're going to use the wax to get your aging, antiquing done to them, you'd have to do this last. Unfortunately, wax is very waxy. Rhinestones don't stick to it very good. Right? So I definitely don't recommend the waxes for the Christmas balls. Okay? Unless you want to do it last on top of your rhinestones, maybe it'll be alright. But definitely this chalk paint, home decor wood tint, is also a really nice option. Also, guys, you can just use your burnt umber or true brown with some floating medium, and that'll also give a nice aging effect. I'll show you guys all that in the class. Alright, I know there's lots to show you guys, lots of ideas and options. Alright, and then because of these rhinestones, I wanted to show you guys something else too about these rhinestones. Okay. Actually, well, I got this white here a little bit. Oh, I would have had more if I didn't drop my ball on it. Okay, can always add another little peppermint here. Okay, so you're gonna add your circle, pivot all the way around. You can use a dauber if you want to make your little circles perfect with a dauber. But definitely just spin your brush around to give yourself a little bit of a circle here. And then just let that dry. Okay, see how you like it. If you feel like you need to put 2 coats on it. Alright. And then also we're gonna need, like I said, a small little ramekin, if you have it, or something that you can make circles with. Definitely something, some chalk. This is actually eraser. Have you ever seen this gum eraser? When you're making pencils, lines, maybe you want it for, you know, some of the patterns. I'm going to get you to do a pencil line on it, and then to get you started. And then this is a eraser. It's a gum eraser. It's a different style anyways. And there's this wall tack putty. I showed you in another video. Might need another eraser. But this is what this is, guys. It probably works a lot better on paper. But what I like about it is that you can use it like a putty. And you're going to put a little bit of a ball on one of these little sticks. Right? Or that, like I said, the tack putty that you can get to hang pictures on the wall. You can get it at a dollar store. It comes in little strips. Right? But it's a little bit tacky. And then if you want to use real Swarovski crystals, guys, they are definitely more expensive. I have a lot of them that I collected through the years in the nail industry. I used to put on people's nails. And of course, those I'm definitely going to, you know, use a higher grade crystal. Right? They come in nice ovals, teardrops, or, you know, big rounds. Comes in little tiny ones. Right? But these are all individual. And these you'd have to definitely pick up individually. And then also use a glue. Now you can use a lot of different varieties of glues. If you're using these crystals, I want to make sure these suckers are not going to fall off. Okay, there's a bunch of different glues, best glue ever. There's a bunch of them I showed you on other videos. Barely art glue. This is another precision grade glue that I sometimes will put on, add another element. Ooh, maybe I just caused myself to maybe add another element to one of the designs I'll show you in class. But this stuff here is pretty cool. I did show you in a video too how to put on gems, right, with this product. So yeah, definitely you can use a bunch of different glues, but I do highly suggest that you use E6000. It is definitely a stronger glue, and they won't fall off. Because I have made some ornaments that I brought out of my buckets from Christmas, and I noticed that it was lost a couple rhinestones. So this product here actually comes in a bigger tube, and I actually love that you can buy it in little ones, because if you're only using it every once in a while, it does get all yucky when you buy the huge tube. And it comes 4 in a pack, and I like that you can just put it over here right on the glass piece, and you can scrape this off after. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pointy part of my stick to put the glue on where I want it. And it does give you a bit of time. So you want to make sure that you're ready, and you're going to do all of these little gems at the same time. I got 3 little dots of glue. Watch the strings a bit. Right. And then I can just pull out a few little rhinestones at a time, and I can pick it up very easy with my little putty and drop them down where I want them, because you want to be quick, right? You've got this glue, it's gonna, you know, it does give you time, but I'm just saying you want to be efficient with your timing, right? You want to be able to pick these guys up really easy. Okay, so that's definitely my favorite glue, right? And then something, like I said, either that gummy eraser or wall tack putty is what you're going to need to help pick that up a lot easier, unless you want to use the strips. Okay, so if you want to use the strips and you still want to be individual, and I'll show you guys another little trick. Excuse me, is maybe I only want 2 or 3. I'll use these scissors to pick it up. Hopefully you guys can see. And maybe I only want 2. But then you can use the scissors to grab the glue area and then put it on. Right? So that's how I would do like these strips. Maybe you want just a couple. Maybe you want only red ones and you couldn't get red and you have to go and pick all the red ones out of here. You know, definitely it'll stick to your scissors. You can cut it, and it'll stick to your scissors, and then you just press it down. Okay, so these are my crafting scissors that I use. They got a pretty good little point on them. Okay, so that's kind of my lowdown on these crystals, especially if you're going to use good Swarovski. But these are great ones from the dollar store. They're just like acrylic plastic, right? So you can definitely, and they come off. They really do come off pretty easy, guys. So that's, like I said, you're doing something a little bit nice. You want to really bump it up, and you want it to last, and you don't want to lose these crystals. Then definitely get the E6000 and pop them all up with that. Okay, how's that for the crystals? Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm glad you're liking all these tips, because there's so many options, and I know this would definitely save us time next week, and then we can get right into having fun, and we're gonna do a little bit of practice strokes too, and definitely before we put them on the balls. All right, make sure you guys are comfortable with your holly leaves and your rosebuds. And also do another demonstration for you guys here on how to get this poinsettia. Okay, so yeah, these were just done with that stick-on glue, and you can see they come off. Okay, they're not that durable. And this was done last year, guys. I did this one last year. I thought, okay, I got all these ideas. I've been wanting to do them, and I said, finally, you guys gave me some great ideas. I was going to do a nice Christmas painting on a canvas, but then you're like, no, let's get the balls out. And maybe you're sick of balls by now, I don't know. But hopefully, you know, again, like I said, all the different finishes and all the different ways to play around and make things different. Use what you have, redo, reuse, you know, is definitely... I'm all about, but these are the big fad right now too, is these glass balls. So I definitely want to show you guys how I did that too. Alright, how to get glitter in there if you've never seen it before. How we doing for the questions there? Are you liking that? Hopefully I'm not going too fast. If I need to repeat anything. But definitely got the replay here, okay? So at least for you guys that are joining me, or anybody that just wants to have some fun with their Christmas balls, like I said, maybe you took Donna's class she had last week. You want to incorporate her ideas onto how I'm faux finishing some of my balls. And yes, you can get crackle out too, right? You can definitely play around with crackle on these balls too. Alright, so many options. You don't have to accept them the way they are, is the biggest thing that I want to share with you guys. Okay, so I've seen this done a couple different ways. Mostly it's done with a clear sealer. The nice thing about Donna's or the folk art series is it's pourable. Okay, so you could easily pour, oops, some of this sealer in here. Right, and then spread her around. Slowly around in circles until you got the whole ball covered. Okay, so if you feel like you don't have enough sealer in there, you can probably use some other glues and stuff like that, as long as it says that it dries clear. Okay, so I'm making sure that I have no dry spots. I want to make sure all the sealer is all the way around. Alright, make sure you've got lots in there. And then slowly keep rolling it until you get to the top. But I like working from the end towards the beginning, so I'm making sure that I've got all the bubbles kind of worked out of there. Right. If you did want to use any other sealers, there was an idea that you could use like a big syringe and pull up that sealer out of the can and then just squish it back down into your ball. But that's one thing I do love about the folk art sealer bottle, the way it pours out. And then you could, if you have way too much, and you're doing this pretty quick, guys, definitely open your It's all clean in here. It's not gonna hurt anything. And it's not starting to dry yet. You know, you're gonna do this pretty quick. And only if you got, like, way too much. Maybe you can pour a little bit back in there. But what I usually end up doing is I just put it upside down in a cup and let it leak out the excess. Alright, so while we're doing that, right, you can get a couple balls done. Multitask, guys. Right, do a bunch, let them sit there. It's still gonna stay for you really nicely. Right, you can use any loose glitter, but the last ball that I did, I actually used the snowflake glitter. Nice chunky stuff. Right, I've spent a small fortune in glitter through the years. And I've done a bunch of different glitter, fine glitter, a little bit more hexagon, right? Different glitters. There's definitely a lot out there that you can pour in there, right? And then I found this really nice blue stuff. This again was at a dollar store. And if you want to mix and play around and do your own colors, you can do it in a cup. Okay, so I want to play around with a little bit of this. If I wanted just one color, then you're going to need a funnel. Okay, so that's another one of those items I just didn't get on the list. A funnel. All right, so we want to play around with a couple different glitters. I have some darker stuff that I found too, very similar kind of flaky stuff. I could pop a little bit of that in there. I can pop a little bit more of that white glitter in there. Mad scientist here. I even have some stick glitter from Martha Stewart. This is called tinsel glitter. Let's pour a little bit of that in there too. And then also some really, really fine glitter. Okay, maybe just a little bit of that. Okay, so you wouldn't want to put all these glitters in separately because it's going to fall in different places and you can't really plan where it's going to go. So if you do want to custom your glitters, guys, you definitely want to put it in a cup, mix it up first. Right, get that nice blend going on. Right, see if you like it, if you want more light or if you want more dark. You know, you can definitely play around with it. Right, probably make more than what you need. Because you might need more. Right, so then I'm going to stick. Hopefully you guys can see. I haven't checked my camera in a while. Oh, a little bit low there. Okay, then once it's all mixed up, now I can start pouring it into my funnel. And I'm going to use the back of my brush to help it get down there. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pour all of this in here. Is this the first time you've ever seen this glitter trick with the glues or sealers, guys? Let me know in the comments. Have you seen this before? Okay, so again, I'm slowly working that glitter around inside the ball. Slowly work around until you got it all covered. Okay, slowly working it up to the top. Wow. Right? And if you want, you can even cover the top and give it a good shake. Make sure that anything that's wet will stick. And once it's stuck, it'll be dry in there. Right? So then you can just pour out the rest of that glitter if there's too much. Right, pop that back into the cup, and then you can see that I can still use this again for the next ball. Alright, guys. So nice, lots of variety of flecky colors in there. You could hardly see the tinsel. Maybe I could have put more tinsel. You could have done any of those glitters by themselves, right? But I just wanted to show you a little bit more about playing and making up your own colors. Okay, guys. So then definitely I'll let this sit overnight with it open, right? I won't put my little thing back on it. You can start painting on it right now if you want. You know, it's definitely ready to start painting on. And then, like I said, just give this some time open before you put your little topper back on it. Alright, guys. So, are you guys going to be going out shopping for glitter now? Use distilled water. That way any minerals in your tap will react with the paint. Not sure what you mean about distilled water. You want it to glue it to the sides, right? So you need something sticky. Let's see, I'm just checking my lovely mixed glitters, yeah. No idea where the painted vine came from. What painted vine, Joanne? Not sure what you're talking about. Oh, this is my first time with glitter, but I have done acrylics. Oh, yes, I know who you're talking about now. Yes. Yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of us educators have done some sort of Christmas designs. But definitely I did want to focus with you guys too about all the different ways of making different varieties of balls. Oh, you don't know where the painted vein came from? Okay. Yeah, that's another one of our educators. Her page. So yeah, definitely One Stroke has a lot of great educators. We've all been doing our own little twist on Christmas. And, you know, definitely, hopefully you'll be open to play a little bit more, right? Get some balls ready. Some of my other tricks will definitely don't take as long. I'm going to show you in the class next week. Oh yeah, we started something here too. Alright, so this one here is a little bit wobbly, this cup. I do like using the red ones a little bit more. Alright, so then I'm going to go pick up my number 1 or number 2 lighter brush. And a little bit of red. Don't need much paint at all. Alright. Make sure your brush is good, nice and pointy. Pick up a little bit of red. I've got a hair that's not behaving. Just gotta cut that off. Okay, swirl it into that paint. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm just swirling it in, pulling it out so that I can get a nice point on my brush. Okay. I've got way too much stuff going on here. Okay, so what we're going to do with this candy cane is you want it to make like these little tiny triangles, is what they are, and they're all coming in with a little bit of a curve. So you want the outside of the candy cane to be the widest part, right, and then come into a bit of a curve. So then I come up beside it to make it wider, but then I come right back into that same little point, so then I get the width and then very skinny coming into the center of the peppermint. Then you can pull in another one. Again, a little bit of a curve, guys. Right, make it a little bit curvy, and a little bit wider at the back, and then very skinny into the center. Okay, and I just keep going all the way around. but I did it with a really tiny brush to get his button made. Okay. A little bit around, and then make it wider. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. So now I'm down here. It's like, okay, I have one spot here, trying to plan to even it out. Okay. Just a little bit of a curve, just makes it look a little bit more pepperminty. Okay. Now coming in. Okay, so the smaller and the more stripes you get, definitely will help it look a little bit more. Okay, and then you can put a tiny little dot or just leave it. I just left it to look like a hollow. Okay. And then also, guys, if another thing that you're going to need is Identa pens. Okay, Donna sells them, a lot of different colors. I love these pens. They definitely work great on these balls as well. You got nice fine lines and nice thick lines. Okay, so make sure this is the right one because I have two of them. One is old. Make sure your paint is really good and dry before you touch it with the marker, because you will put paint on your marker, and one of them is actually messed up now because I didn't wait. Okay, so especially with the fine side, test it on. I know I have, oh yeah, this is the one I wrecked. See, it does not give you a nice. So then if you want it to stand out a little bit more, you can always add just a little bit of black around the edges. Or you can even add a little bit of shading. Okay, go very slow, take your time. Alright, but definitely we're going to need this for another reason. But I'll show you guys a little bit more next week on how I did this. Okay, so I outlined the candy cane with the Identa marker. Okay, so you can definitely do that. You can go in and grab a little bit of black paint. A little bit of floating medium, which would look a lot nicer. Okay, I'll wet my brush with floating medium and pick up just the smallest amount of black on the edge. And you can add shading underneath, just maybe one side. Okay, and then that'll help it look like it's really popping out. So I would rather shade than marker, but I definitely wanted to remind you guys you're going to need a marker for next week. Okay, so just a little bit of shade fade. Okay, keep picking up some medium if it's too heavy. You want to make it a little bit more translucent. Okay. You don't have to put that on at all if you don't want to. I just thought I would show you something different. And then again, floating medium with just a little bit of white. Okay, we're creating a little bit of a line. And then you can put the swirl of like a shine line on your candy. Okay. So I can always add a lot more of these little candies in the spaces here. Alright, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick little demo on that. And so you guys are ready with your rhinestones. You know your options there. If you want to grab really nice ones, definitely you can. You can order them online. file, scissors, sticks. That E6000 is definitely a great glue. You can even glue back. Make sure if you wash your brushes and they're wet and they fell off. Okay, make sure they're good and dry overnight before you glue them. And then this is even water resistant, guys, this glue. Right? So this will be a lot more durable, leaving it in water, getting wet now. Let this dry overnight really good. And then you just fix your brush that keeps popping off. Or maybe it's loose, just pull it off and re-glue it. Alright, so definitely one of my favorite glues for industrial strengths. I got that at Walmart too, by the way, or Canadian Tire. Any industrial store, hardware store. Yeah, definitely go back and watch the replay. Make little notes if you guys want to get some pen and papers out, and just every time I start talking about different products, keep making a list of all the little things that I might not have put on the main list, because there is like a silly little things like, you know, how to prepare yourself working, right? Like I said, we're going to need a ramekin or some way to make a circle, and we're definitely going to need some chalk, rhinestones of choice. The PDF, if you need more help with all the step outs, is definitely going to be on the MCT club before the class. Okay, so by Sunday, the PDF will be there, so that you guys can print that off and get ready for that end. But definitely, I've helped you today get ready on all the other ways. Okay. Excuse me, so sorry. The sealers that I use primarily is the outdoor matte sealer from Plaid. Okay, and they do come in with a couple of different ones. And then they're so easy, you can pour them right into your ball. And then you can use that to seal your balls after if you choose to. Right? Like I said, I do play around with this Minwax for my jewelry box, or a little bench that I painted on. I use chalk paint for. I wanted a more durable finish for my chalk paint. Definitely, you know, then we're going to use something a little bit more furniture worthy. But these balls, crafts, you know, anything like that, smaller work, definitely this one is wonderful. Right, and as long as it dries clear, then you won't see that glue in with all your glitter. Diamond dust, yeah, definitely another great, it's already pre-mixed from Folk Art. Let me get some of these rhinestones out of the way. Get my bucket out here. I'm sure I brought that out. Sequin silver. That's another one that I play with, but it's got like a little more silvery, a little bit stronger color. There is one that's lighter too. This would look good on your black. Make it look a little bit more charcoal. Right, you see how that just gives it a nice little shimmer? And then if you wanted more glitter, then I would wait till after your design is done, and then you can always pop in a little bit more loose glitter, right? You're going to use this to wet your ball. There, or any clear pre-mixed glitter. If it's not enough, then you can always, I got these from a tattoo kit that I used to do for my salon. They're in little sprinkable bottles. I just love them. All right, so you can definitely sprinkle on a little bit more glitter onto a wet product or your wet sealer. Put sealer on it, add more loose glitter, or use a premix, let it dry, and then blow off, dust off, vacuum off all the loose stuff. All right. I showed you a couple white ones ideas, so I guess I'll show you quickly a couple dark ones. Right, so yeah, this is the small black size, the 2 ounce that I recommend. And then, like I said, you can use any of those. And then the color shift, black flash. These are all wonderful to do under your angel wings. If you want to do scroll work with metallics, then I like to keep that on a matte color, so that way your metallics really pop up nicely. Right? But if you want to cover the whole ball with another little shimmer, I know some of this might be really hard for you to see. This is a little bit more like an aged gold look. Right? And there's a whole rack of different shimmers that there's like more bronzy colors, and it's more translucent, so it'll actually look nicer when you previously painted on something. If you went and painted that just on a clear ball by itself, you're not going to get any coverage. So you definitely need to put that base coat of color on first, something similar to the tone you're looking for. Right? If it's blue, then you're going to paint your ball blue. If it's black, then you want to, or dark like this, then black. If you want more greens, different colors of color shift that have more green tones, paint your ball with green chalk paint first. Then apply any of these glazes or color shifts or metallics are going to give you a lot more 100% coverage, right? So definitely when you're doing this kind of thing, you want the color shift or dragonfly glazes. Metallics are very, very strong. They have lots of coverage. So unless you want the whole ball to be this color, definitely I still would base coat it first with a chalk paint. Then paint the whole ball if you want with metallics. But it doesn't have the translucentness of the color like the color shifts have, or dragonflies. And so does that make a little bit more sense with all the different shimmers that Donna has? No, looks fun. Oh, you never seen it before? Never saw it? It's neat? Good, good. I hope you guys will try it. Like I said, it does make it fun to give it a little bit more of a 100% coverage look, right? And then, of course, I had to play around with the frost effect. And what's really nice about leaving the clear areas is when you have this on your tree, you're actually seeing all your lights pop up through it, so it gives it another little look. Like that's why I was trying to take some pictures of the balls on a tree, so with my lights on, so that you guys can actually see how the light penetrates through the ball in the clear areas. Okay, so you're not going to get that effect as much like this. Totally different. Okay. So, yeah, I like the clear look with a little bit of a frost effect. And, yeah, lots of choices. The PDF will be found on the MCT Paint Club library with 50 other videos. That's our membership that you can pay $15 a month to be a part of. And you can go there right now today and start checking out all the old projects. The last one I did actually was a holiday one on canvas. If you guys want to play around with my version of this little design in the pot. Right, so I did that with a round brush. Right, and then we have round brushes we're gonna need some flat brushes, we're gonna need some scruffy brushes, some feather brushes if you want to use them too, right? And a couple of different options there for you as well. Try to make things a little bit easy, but definitely I did play around with our whole favorite tool line from Donna. Okay, and then like I said, I gave you guys a my 12 favorite color list. Right, as long as you have a lot of those. If you don't have a color, then you can probably make it from that. And then, oops, wrong one. Yeah, so lots of mess here I gotta clean up. I hope you guys had fun with me today trying to get all this information to you to get ready. And I'm gonna do a raffle to one lucky person. Hopefully they're still here. Hey, Cecilia. I didn't see you earlier. And let's see, I'm gonna close my eyes and do a scroll to win. Back and forth, up and down. Let's see, who do I land on? Marie Vellas. Did I say that right? Hopefully, Marie. I'm gonna private message you and show you the list of where you can pick a free project from. Okay, anything that's $25. Or let's make it $35. Anything that's $35 or less. Alright, you can pick from the project library and or through the downloadable list. Alright, guys. Hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, then I will definitely tell you guys next week. Okay, so lots of little things. Don't forget, if you're doing glitter, you need a funnel. It makes it easier pouring it in that way for sure. Alright, guys. Yeah, Diamond Dust is a loose glitter too, actually, isn't it? I can't remember. But there is, like I said, clear premixed glitters that you can put on the outside. Yeah, lots of info, guys. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. I definitely, wanted to give you more heads up and give you the opportunity to prep a couple balls before the class. And then I will also, in this live video, you'll see in the comment or above in the post area, I'm going to add my link for you guys that haven't jumped on my events calendar yet to get the Zoom code. Okay, guys. Happy creating. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. And that's another reason why you want good glue. It's amazing. Sometimes these rhinestones that just come on the little picky things might fall off. But don't get gloss. Plastic is like definitely all you need. Gloss, too breakable. Alright guys, I'll let you go for now. Have a wonderful day.